Tacoma Trains and Toothpaste, a short radio play by Jonathan Josephson. Cast of characters.
Jimmy Swallow, an enthusiastic, affable radio host when he's on air, but can be a bit of a jerk when he's off air.
Schlomo David-Aliyah, a nebbyish musical book writer.
Lois V. Nestles, a somewhat aloof Broadway star.
Cory Yumble, a man on the edge, though probably a decent guy at heart.
Setting: February 1966. A Broadway opening night party at the Statler Hotel. Our scene begins on a bustling opening night party. Already in progress, the hubbub is palpable. Jimmy Swallow speaks to his engineering crew in his regular voice. He isn't speaking directly into the microphone because he doesn't realize the mic is hot.
Listen up, greaseballs. We only get one chance at this, so we better get it right in one. That means no bitching, no drop mics, no dead air, no pathetic mistakes, and when we get updates about reviews, what's that? We're live when?
Jimmy listens, then pivots abruptly to suave radio announcer voice and speaks directly into the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen listening at home, salutations from the Great White Way. I'm your host, Jimmy Swallow, here with you live from the opening night of Tacoma Trains and Toothpaste at the Golden Rainbow Ballroom of the New York Statler Hotel, broadcasting on WB Way, New York, February 1st, 1966. As you can most certainly tell by the hubbub surrounding me,
the hubbub of the party bubbles up.
This party is packed and popping. Throughout the evening, you'll hear from the world premiere tuner's breakout stars, composer Christian Waspers, book writer Schlomo David-Aliyah, and of course, the toothpaste queen herself, the tantalizing Tony favorite Lois V. Nestles. I'll also bring you breaking news and reviews that might impact the life of this Broadway colossus that is certain to run for the next 9 or 10. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been handed a card. Yes, I am told that we can expect reviews as early as the next 5 minutes. So stay right here on WB Way, New York, and we'll keep you in all the Broadway news that's fit to broadcast. We'll be back right after a short break. All right, Mick, is it a 2 or a 3? Because I got to piss like a water buffalo. Huh? You gave me the sign to take a commercial, so I took a commercial. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you gesturing like that? Keep talking? You want me to keep talking, but you just... Oh, you didn't? That was scratching of your nose? Oh.
It hits him.
So I'm still live.
Back to the radio announcer voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can find some of the night's glimmering stars and starlets and hear how they're feeling on this night of nights.
Jimmy excuses himself as he moves through the party.
Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, live on the radio here. Excuse me. Watch the cord. The cord! Yes, live on the radio. That's the headset. Yes, that's the headset cord. Excuse me, live on the radio here. Mr. David-Aliyah!
Jimmy flags down the musical's book writer.
Eh? What's that?
Mr. David-Aliyah, WB Way, New York, and we're live on the radio. What a pleasure to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, Schlomo David-Aliyah, the extraordinary book writer of tonight's smash success. We're live on the radio.
Live on the waves, eh? That's how you explain that wild head get up? Cords dangling, oinkavalt.
I do believe we've witnessed Broadway history tonight. All the more impressive considering the adversity the show went through earlier in the year, with disgruntled cast members leaving the show. Did you ever think this moment would come?
I hoped it would. It'd be a shame for it all to have been a dream. Can a guy get a schnapps at his own party? What is this?
But seriously, how many years do you think this one will run?
Oh, I couldn't know, and I wouldn't guess. I'm only the one guy with the words and the speeches and the quips. I don't make the rules. Don't speculate on the results. Listen, can I say basshole on the radio? I've always wanted to know. Basshole with the B. It's not a real word.
You can, but don't you feel we saw something revolutionary tonight? A production to end all productions? The crown gem of your illustrious career?
If you say so, kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Schlomo David-Aliyah, book writer of Tacoma, Trains and Toothpaste.
It's Tacoma Trains and Toothpaste. You gotta hit the commas after Tacoma, or it sounds like it's a play about trains coming to and from Tacoma instead.
We heard you. Moving on.
Basshole.
Schlomo wanders away.
I think I see one of the stars of the production, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, I've been handed a card, probably an update on reviews. It's handwritten, it's hard to read. They know I like things typed around here, but we're professionals, so it's all caps, so it may just be a great review. I think it says it's just a hubbub in here. It's so palpable. Yes, I've got it. It says, Cory says not to come home. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean the show won't be returning to its home? That's an odd headline. And that's my wife's name. Even more odd. Wait, my engineer is saying there's more on the back. He's saying flip the card over. It says, don't read this until we're off air. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting to think that this note wasn't a review at all. I'm starting to think this note was intended for me, Jimmy Swallow, to read after the party on his/my own time. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like it would be a perfect time for a commercial break. I'll be back with you live. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head? Okay, fine, whatever, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to plow through on this one. Heartbreak or no, we're all professionals here at WB Way, New York, no matter how conniving our wives may or may not be. Oh my stars! Lois v. Nestles, star of tonight's triumph, is heading right this way. Wow, I'm so conflicted. Miss Nestles.
Lois v. Nestles approaches. She is a somewhat aloof Broadway star.
Hi, wonderful you.
They exchange kisses on the cheek, French style.
Mwah. Mwah.
Mwah. Well, at least someone thinks so.
Oh, you're bad.
If only I were, Miss Nestles. After tonight's show-stopping turn, I know you don't want to jinx it, but can the ladies and gentlemen listening to this program now ink you for the Tony winner for leading actress in a musical in 1966?
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
So modest and so beautiful, and the finest lower thighs in all of New York.
What's that?
The way you dance, sing, and act, plus adding trapeze and burlesque and ventriloquism to your repertoire solely for this role, incredible. You must feel the thunderous reception of a sold-out audience each and every night and think, wow, I've really got something here, something worth living for.
I mean, I like it.
Well said, well said. Tell me, Miss Nestles, if you were married and you told your husband not to come home in a scrawled note handed off to an inept sound engineer, what would you have meant by that note?
Well, I'm sure I don't know.
Lois v. Nestles, ladies and gentlemen, star of Tacoma, Trains, and Toothpaste, period.
Bye now. Cheers, darling.
Lois disappears into the party.
Well, that was underwhelming, and 6 minutes of time left to fill. If we can't be whelmed by one of Broadway's biggest stars, it's not looking good for the rest of the night.
Suddenly, we hear the popping of gunshots from the far side of the ballroom. We hear people screaming and running, and a man's voice shouting.
I'll do it, I swear. I got nothing to lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, something is happening.
The shouting man is barely audible.
I'm serious. I got nothing in this world holding me back.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a man with a gun in the ballroom. He's waving it around. He appears to have something taped to his chest. A bomb? No one appears to be hurt, but there are bodies hiding and running everywhere. This night may make for good radio after all.
The shouting man is getting closer.
Everybody down. I am dead serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, loyal listeners of WB Way, New York, in the greater Manhattan area, including Connecticut, you are listening to radio history being made. I, Jimmy Swallow, am going to attempt to talk to this crazed gunman and attempt to save all these people. Scary, I hope you're listening, baby.
Jimmy adjusts his mic so he can address the gunman. We can still hear him, but he is slightly distant.
Excuse me, sir. It's Jimmy Swallow, WB Way, New York. We're live on the radio. Sir, I'm live on the radio. Don't point the gun at me, I'm live on the radio.
We hear the gunman's voice more clearly for the first time. This is Cory Yumble. He's distraught.
Man, what are you talking about?
We're actually live on the radio right now. You're addressing all of New York.
Really?
Yes. And you see I have my sound engineer right there. There's two more hiding under the table somewhere.
That's pretty cool.
Sir, you seem like a reasonable man, but you're clearly distraught. You've scared a lot of people on what is supposed to be a celebration.
Ha! A celebration? A celebration?
You impress me as a man who needs to be heard. How can we help you? How can I help you end this hostile takeover? I'm listening.
Oh, listen, I don't want to hurt nobody.
Well, that ship may have sailed.
I ain't shot no one.
If you say so.
I just wanted to find a way. It's my girlfriend. She's pregnant.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's not mine.
Ooh, less good.
She's left me.
You'll work it out.
Her stuff is gone. There was a note. She's on a train.
Truly thematic, tying this all back to train. But how can I help you now tonight?
Can you help me get another chance? Stop my old lady from seeking the caress of another man?
No, I cannot. And well, you'll be in jail soon, so if you had anything else to say, I'd pretty much get along with it now. Like ASAP.
Move it along, Cory. You're out of line, Cory. Blimey. Nobody has the time of day for Cory Yumble.
Well, it is the modern age, and wait a minute. Cory Yumble? The estranged chorus member who was booted off the very musical we're celebrating tonight? Tacoma, Trains and Toothpaste?
Yeah, but you're not saying it right. There's a comma.
Tell us, Broadway fans are dying to know, why were you kicked out of the chorus?
They said I was inconsistent.
Truly? How? And I hear the police are on their way, so they probably heard us live on the radio, WB Way, New York. So let's make this snappy.
They said on stage I was a dream. I never missed a mark, but off stage, they called me volatile.
Shocking. I don't see that at all.
Honestly, Jimmy, if I'm being real, I do. Now that I'm here and I see all these people cowering under tables, all fearful and whatnot, I'm thinking I may have a problem.
Why don't you give me the gun, Cory?
Nah, it's only blanks.
Oh, thank goodness.
And this strap to my chest isn't a bomb. It's actually an erector set.
I used to love those.
Yeah, I bought it for my kid, but you know.
Yes, yes.
Police! Hands in the air! Everybody on the ground!
Down, hands where we can see them.
No more shenanigans!
Well, that's my ride.
So it seems.
Can I just say one more thing? Carla, baby, whatever I did to drive you away, I'm sorry. I snapped, and I need to do better. I'm going away now, but
You have the right to remain silent.
Hey,
Everything you say
excuse
will be
me.
used against you in the court of
I'm
law.
apologizing on the radio.
Save it for the judge, wise guy.
used
We're
to be on
taking you
the
Get
downtown.
him out of here.
Taking
I
you in
had
the
a
paddy
ticket.
wagon.
Let's go, let's go.
I was invited.
Nothing to see, folks. Nothing to see. Law and
I
order.
was just trying to have a drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can all learn a little something from Cory Yumble. Misguided as he may be, and he'll spend the next 15 to 20 in Rikers for numerous felonies, his choices have shown us what not to do with bad news. Threaten a room full of former colleagues? Don't do that. Take anyone hostage for any reason? Major no-no. But on a personal note, Sherry, maybe I do know why you told me not to come home, but maybe we can talk? And if at that point it's still over, it's over. But Honey Bunches, I love you. I don't want to hear. I want to hear you out. I'll be there when you're ready for me. I'm being handed another note by my engineer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm going to be questioned by NYPD in regards to the incident that just took place. So that's it from the opening night party of Tacoma, Trains and Toothpaste at the Golden Rainbow Ballroom of the New York Statler Hotel. This has been Jimmy Swallow, live, broadcasting on WB Way, New York. Good night, everyone.